This is week 9 in DBA 605, Organizational Development Theories and Trends, taught by Dr. Paul Gerhardt. I would like to thank Dr. Gerhardt for this wonderful opportunity and learning experience to be able to video. In this week's 9 discussion is the leader's role in organizational development. And I am about to port out my organizational intervention experience with the class. I had a moment to reflect on the theoretical intervention that, with buy-in from fellow engineers and from senior leadership concerning the strategy of identifying employee fatigue in an aging workforce. And here is my after action review. My name is Tanya Parker, and I'm a doctoral student with the City University. Introduction. The introduction will cover a brief description, proposed change, and intervention goal. Within the brief description, I will go more in detail with safety awareness, identifying and leading change. Following original steps proposed before intervention began, following original steps proposed before intervention began, no intervention adjustments made, post-intervention analysis, pre-analysis, post-analysis, followed by the references. Next, the brief description. Brief description. Safety awareness, occupational health prevention. In 2012, the U.S. workforce statistics, according to Altaba, Al-Kazimi, Murray, and Gretham, documented in 2015, that workers between the ages of 16 through 24 contributed to 19.5 million workers within that age group between the timeline of 1998 through 2007, had 3.6 deaths per 100,000 workers, 7.9 million injuries non-fatal, and 160 billion per year during 1990, according to Moyad in 2011. Age and education matters. Basically, when you look at the U.S. statistics from the workforce, with that age group of young employees, it shows that demographics of employees have a large amount of injuries based upon their inexperience with the job that they are performing. By bringing awareness to their occupational hazards, specific in the intervention that I am foreseeing concerning employee fatigue in an aging workforce, we can reduce exposure to hazardous work environments, and that will control employee fatigue in an aging workforce. Proposed change, identifying and leading change. According to Dr. Gerhardt, diversity is life-changing on an individual basis. Change comes from within and then extends to the team, according to Divergent, Tokarski, and Gong in 2015. Individuals and team goals. Well, let me go back. Change comes from within and then extends to the team. And going back a little further to what Dr. Gerhardt said, diversity is life-changing on an individual basis. What I gather from what I have researched is that the more you learn on an individual basis, the more diverse your perspective comes. And when you're able to take a self-reflection internally to change what you would like to see on the outside, then that's when diversity can help influence other people. And not just diversity, but the difference in thought, the difference of the business practice, the difference in the way we do business. So once you start from a individual level, then you can engage your coworkers, or I can engage the coworkers on a team level. Also, the proposed change is managing the process and understanding how I can influence, and not just me, but how the team can influence the change behavior. Trust impacts results. Well, according to the required reading and textbook for the course from Devirchinich, when you build trust and you have that relationship with your team, that helps to improve efficiency and effectiveness in the performance within the organization. And this is an area that the industrial engineers can help improve upon concerning trust. And I believe by using the sense of urgency, which is also a Cotter model that Bert had referred to, and that's one of the first steps within the Cotter model, the sense of urgency, is how you can get people to understand and engage more in trying to eliminate a potential threat, such as employee fatigue and aging workforce. Original steps proposed before intervention began. So in the previous slide, I briefly discussed what Bert had found concerning the sense of urgency with the Cotter model. And this slide goes more in depth with the various steps, starting from step 1, increase urgency, step 2, create a guiding coalition, step 3, get the vision right, step 4, communicate for buy-in, step 5, empower action, step 6, create short-term wins, step 7, don't let up, step 8, make change stick. So how to do it with each step as far as increasing the sense of urgency? According to Caligari, Sibley, and Turner, you provide tangible and vivid evidence to show the need for the change from external sources. You reduce complacency and negativity, and you appeal to specific interests and needs of recipients. So, working as an industrial engineer, I have control over scheduling work. We have control over scheduling work. And because we can schedule work and we can create tools and we can help within all the various aspects of the build of the airplane, I appeal to my external customer, which are my manufacturing customers, as well as my internal customers, which are my immediate industrial engineering work team. And as far as my external customer, I talk about safety and improving safety and different safety initiatives and how we can do our job safely. So, for the lack of time, I can't really get too involved with the steps of the intervention, but as you can see, with the 8 steps, there are ways and how to achieve those different steps. So that's the main part that you want to take from this slide. No adjustments were made, and the reason being no adjustments were made because the intervention began with the end in mind, and that was to start with the Cotter 8-step model. And because I started with the 8-step model, there was no need to make any adjustments or modifications. And as improvement ideas were documented, more standard and best practices will be developed. So that's the goal for the future. Post-intervention analysis. Purpose, realignment, and focus on employee engagement in an aging workforce. Industrial engineers, IE's, application of Cotter's 8-step model for change management. Purpose, realignment, focus on safety. Purpose. Currently at work, everyone knows of 5S. 5S deals with sorting, set in order, sweeping, standardization, self-discipline. But what we don't talk about, which is what I like, that May, Tobbits, and Wood found, was the 6S model that included safety. And safety is very important, and that applying safety and ergonomic principles in our day-to-day jobs, that helps to bring more consciousness, more of a behavior within the culture that focuses on improving that. So we found that the post-intervention analysis, after we identify more safety measures by utilizing the 6S instead of 5S, that safety and ergonomics, when it comes to our IE discipline, it's not explicitly stated, but rather implied. So by realigning the purpose will help to align the lean improvements that cause ergonomic risk. Lean principles, safety, and ergonomic risks, they go hand in hand. And once you focus on the purpose, you realign your strategy and you focus on safety and ergonomics, then it's a continuous flowing cycle of improvement. Pre-analysis using the B11TR3 model. So the B11TR3 is an assessment model that measures risk, and you notice the probability of occurrence of harm with this matrix from the risk assessment and reduction in 2008 was found, and it covers different types of hazard severities. You have your catastrophic, you have your serious, you have your moderate, and you have your minor. And it compares the probability of the occurrence of very likely, likely, unlikely, remote concerning those different types of risk. So this tool can be modified to measure employee fatigue in an aging workforce given similar hazardous severity processes within the standard work. And I like the risk graph tree structure also because it branches out. You have your severity of injury from your S2 serious injury to your S1 slight injury with the exposure, the avoidance, and the risk reduction category. The post-analysis was based upon the previous slide of the measurement tools. You can create a process flow to help from start to completion to the end of documenting a risk. So hopefully you enjoyed this after action review intervention, and thank you so much for your time.